Welcome back to Stella Overboard. Woo! I'm Camille.
I'm Jesse.
And today we're answering the #1 question we always get asked: how did we afford to buy a sailboat in our 20s? And the answer is actually quite easy.
We worked in the mines for 2 years in Australia.
Working in the mines. Hard work.
So for the last 2 years, just before we got the boat, we pretty much met each other in Byron Bay over on the East Coast. We did a loop of Oz in a car. And then we hit a point in our lives where we both looked at each other and said, hey, it's time to go work, save some serious money. And I, previous to meeting Camille, was already working in rope access rigging.
I still have good videos here. Can't even get in the hole. Oh, you got two such good.
Head up.
Predominantly doing FIFO, which means fly in, fly out jobs all around Australia.
FIFO stands for fly in and fly out. It's really common in Australia. You get flown out to remote mining camps in the middle of nowhere and live there for weeks at a time because there's actually no town or anything nearby. You work long, exhausting days, and then eventually you fly back to the city for a short break before doing it all again.
And WA being the most prominent area for mines was a great opportunity for us to both jump in and give it a good red hot crack.
Oh, look at the water truck just went by.
Here's us. It's a video.
And that resulted in 2 years of really hard labor. And now we're here with ultimate freedom.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people assume we got this money maybe from parents or doing something different, but we straight up went from having no money, living in a beat-up van.
Wait, what do you got there, Jesse? Oh, your bank details? What? Oh.
And then the van broke, and we're like, oh no, we need to work. Got jobs in the mines, and then once we started working in the mines, we were like, oh my gosh, we can make so much money. What if we do this for 2 years and buy a sailboat? And at this time, a lot of people around us were buying houses and going into loans.
I mean, the beauty of FIFO and working in the mines is that you don't spend a cent once you're out there. So we initially jumped on a 2-in-1 roster, so 2 weeks on, 1 week off. And you get your flights paid, your accommodation, your food, everything while you're there. So pretty much both of us were out there spending nothing for 2 weeks.
Welcome to the mines. This is how me and Jesse plan to afford a boat. So I'll give you a little tour of what our life has been looking like as we live 2 weeks here and 1 week off. So this is what a mine site looks like. These are called dongers. There's a mountain. And when you go down the block, and each block looks like that. So this is the pool at our site. It's pretty nice. No one's here right now, but This is it. So this is the gym. And there's another side with lifting.
And then we only have 1 week to go back, and we were living in a van, as she said, in our truck. So pretty much just save, camp, fish, try to make it work in the car for the least amount of money possible.
Yeah.
Today's cooking is taking place at the lake. It's windy at the beach today, so we decided to take somewhere where the wind wouldn't blow our food away. There he goes.
You might put that a bit deep, like to fucking bait a bit deeper, bro.
Yeah! Yeah! What? Let's go!
Which then gave us that freedom to pocket loads of money really quickly. And given that it didn't come for free, it was extremely stressful and not always easy being disassociated and away from the freedom of life. It is quite hectic in the desert, but
For those who don't know, the mines in Australia are usually located in extremely remote, rural parts of the outback, with no towns, no cities, and sometimes nothing around for hundreds of kilometers. You fly into the mining camp in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
it was the quickest and fastest way to bring ourselves up out of the ashes. So
And of course, it's easy to say, yeah, we worked in the mines for 2 years and bought a sailboat. But what people don't see is just how hard that it also is to do. Like, we were in the mines more than we were outside. You're working 12-hour shifts a day. And then after 1 week, you're doing night shift as well. So you're spending the whole night awake working. And then you're also working in an industry where there's all this like dirt and soot and iron. It's bad for your lungs. You always have a cough. You're sunburnt all the time, or you're tired all the time.
So this is what it looks like working in the mines during the sunset. Clouds are pretty insane.
What a dick.
yeah, I mean, it's hard yakka. That's pretty much the gist of it. But, you know, you get paid for what you work. And I'm a true believer that if you get your hands dirty, you can get anything. So, I mean, Camilla and I did that. And that's just kick-started our financial freedom, but also to be able to have this boat and have that all paid off at the ripe young age of nearly 30.
Not me, just Jesse.
gives us,
I'm 27. Jesse's almost 30.
It gives us the ultimate freedom now, and I think we both look back at a very intense but, you know, well worth it time, no?
Yeah,
So-
yeah. And of course, the second biggest question is, how do we make money now? And I think with having our background in the mining industry, we do know at any moment we could hop back into the mines if needed. So, yeah, there's that safety. So if, like, you know, all of a sudden our engine goes and we're like, oh my gosh, we need to buy a new engine, we'll both send messages to our supervisors and be like, hey, can I come back for 2 weeks or a month, and then try to work that out. But also, thanks to all your guys' support, we are able to make money online. And so we do have an income from YouTube, thankfully, and of course doing partnerships and brand deals and working with amazing companies to help set us up and help give them great, you know, I guess, content. And
Exactly.
I
But
do
that's
photography.
that's all Camille. She's a
Yes,
genius with
I,
all this, and
I love photography and videography, and what better life to live on the ocean to...
I mean, being able to make money while we're sitting in paradise is quite literally the dream. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
this is, you know, we don't. Once again, I want to emphasize that living on a sailboat is incredibly expensive. Setting it up, buying the boat, maintenance costs, etc. You know, on average, I calculate about 10% of the boat's value a year on maintenance costs, and that's not even including insurance and the rest of things.
yeah.
So it's definitely an expensive lifestyle to a certain extent. But then once you are out here, for example, in Indo or in Asia, and you're living on your boat, the expenses go right down. And,
Yeah.
you know, we're quite literally able to spend pennies for months on end.
Yeah.
Our real cost really is just to get some fresh produce and some diesel every once in a while, and that's it. So
And I think the thing that's so refreshing to be out here in Indonesia is we do spend like no money. Like there's really nothing to even spend money on. But to get here and the way we had to haul out our boat and prepare it was a lot of money. So
now we're going for our salt water intake for our toilet.
So I would definitely say this is one of the worst things that's happened so far. Our cutlass bearing didn't fit.
We focus on getting this sun side done.
So
Yeah,
we
see-
might be saving money now, but almost just getting back what we just spent in
It's
1
the
month.
initial cost.
Yeah.
When you buy the boat, having it stuck in the marina, having to do your maintenance repairs,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All those things cost a lot. But once you're set up and you set sail, and you're away from, you know, the hustle and bustle of
Yeah.
marinas, especially where everyone has opinions on everything. It's definitely very, very sustainable. And there are, of
Yeah.
course, a few key little things that make life cheaper and better, which ultimately do cost more because you have to buy a water maker, you have to buy your solar, you have to set everything up to a point where you don't have to rely on going to land. But yeah, it's definitely the most expensive way to get somewhere for free.
But what I would also say is if you're ever looking at budgets for boats, it's a yearly budget. Like I could say in 1 month, oh, we spent only like $50 or $100 because we could also like, you know, provision really well and then only not spend nothing in 1 month. But I think it's a yearly thing because, you know, you have some months where you might spend 10 grand and you might have the next month where you spend nothing.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an annual thing.
You can never really gauge your costs. The only thing is that you're not paying for rent and you're not paying for fuel if you're lucky, and
Yeah.
the major costs of life kind of disappear. But you know, insurance and on the boat, health
and all
insurance.
your subscription, which is like kind of funny when you don't think of all the little things you have, but you're also paying like, you know, we have Starlink and then we might have a Netflix or Spotify bill and all those little things add up. But honestly, like this is definitely cheaper than owning a house. And with the way diesel is, maybe it's a little cheaper than cars right now. But
I mean that's ultimately I think the toys are what really set you back on a sailboat. You start getting surfboards and then
Put it down.
oh my God.
Put it down there.
Notice, I'm never putting this down.
and you want a better dinghy, a
And you
nicer
want
motor,
scuba gear.
and scuba gear. Yeah, that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Stop it. Oh
So sick,
my
eh?
gosh.
Boat, you know, that does add up as well. We have passions, surfing and water sports in general, so you know there's costs there. But once again, once you have the kit set up and you're in places where you can utilize it all, you don't spend a cent. The last 2 months, basically all we've been buying is petrol for our outboard. So that we can go to and from land or to and from waves. And that just goes to show that if you do kind of get off the beaten track, that everything can be quite cheap. And
Yeah. And luckily for us, we do live in a cheaper area in the world. And when we were working on our boat, we were in Malaysia. So if we did need any help with electrics or when we got the davits, they're going to be 1/3 the price of Australia or America. So you are
being selective on your cruising grounds will make a big difference on your costs, you know, like.
Yeah.
But us personally, or myself personally, this like Asia's the place to be, really. So
Yeah, and we've met some incredible people that have bought sailboats that were on the brink of sinking, that were, you know, 10,000 euro or 20,000 euros, and they fixed them up and now they're sailing and they don't have lights or toilets or anything, but they love it. And then you're on the ocean. So there's a way. If you have a will, there's a way. Like, you know, it can be expensive, it can be cheap, but don't let someone tell you it's really cheap if you want to be safe and secure.
I think the most naive thing that you can think of is that buying a boat will be a cheap investment. It isn't. It's expensive. It's going to drain your bank account. And
it drains you too. Like you really, for us, we're 100% on this boat and we live on it and it is our world. So every day, like there's something little we're doing, but like the people that have sailboats as like their little hobby, or they have a house and a sailboat, like that's crazy because we're on this boat 24/7 and there's still something we are doing every day to maintain it. Maybe we just do hand signals now.
My coolant levels, check for any loose hoses, any leaks, potentials, but most importantly, give it a quick engine oil checkup. Still on the line, everything looks fine. Give it a second one just because it's been stagnant. We get the real dust.
And we're young and we're fit, and there are days we wake up and we're like, oh my god, I'm so sore for that, or you're in the engine room all day, or you know, you're pulling the dinghy up and up.
Yep, that's good.
Okay. Coming down. Say wind. Stop. In the middle of the storm, like I think about majority of the, you know, sailors in the world that we've met, they're a lot older than us. And I'm like, hats off to you, because that's some hardcore stuff.
I mean, you get in a routine with everything. I think, you know, once again, ultimately, if you put in the hard yards and you work hard, find a boat that you love. Don't just jump on something that looks good. Find a boat that you love, put the money in for a survey, take the boat out for a test run, and then the rest is on you, you know, and you will find things that are not good, and you will find issues, and you will have to fix them, and it will cost you a lot of money. That's just sailing in general.
Yeah.
But if you're ready for that type of adventure in your life, there's absolutely no reason why you can't do it.
Yeah, nothing should stop you.
But all in all, life's good. We're here in Indo. The adventure keeps going, and thanks to you guys, we're able to do it without me having to go back to the mines.
Yeah, so the more you watch our videos and the more people subscribe, we can keep Jesse out of going back to the mines and getting some air-lung disease or something. So thank you guys so much again. We're going to go surf now. So
check out our next video next Sunday. Stay informed. We love you. Hooroo.
Woo! This is the whole reason why we bought a sailboat.
Well, I saddled up my shoes, headed out at dawn. Yeah, I saddled up my shoes, headed out at dawn. Ain't no place gonna hold me when the road keeps rolling on. Woo! Yeah. Let my baby cry.
This, yeah? It's good? Bagus? Yeah? Extra.
Okay. Guys, oil for engine oil.
Yes.
Menu. Ada air. Want some air? Yeah?
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Ya, ada ikan.
Langsung singgah sini.
Kami sampai jumpa lagi tomorrow. When I come get Soto.
Thank you, miss.
Hati-hati ya.
Yeah, tomorrow
Okay.
morning.
Sampai jumpa, boy.
Thank you.
See you.
Terima kasih.